quadratic equation parabolas and other graphs. Exam practice question 21. So we are going to be graphing y equals x squared minus 6x plus 7. So the first thing I'm going to think about is my y-intercept. My y-intercept is c, so it's 7. And that's because when x is 0, everything else is 0 and leaves you just c. The next thing I'm going to be looking at is, do I have a min graph or a max graph? And my a is positive, so it means I've got a min. Now I'm going to look at my x-intercepts or intercept. So in this case here, I need to use either factorize or the quadratic formula. I'm going to use the quadratic formula, so negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. So the first thing I think about is, what is my b? Negative 6. So negative 6 equals positive 6. As I do it, I'm just going to put it into the equation and take the algebraic letters away. b is negative 6, so negative 6 squared is 36. Now I'm left with negative 4 times a, which is 1. So negative 4 times 1 equals negative 4 times 7. 7, 14, 21, 28. So that leaves me with negative 28. And then I've got 2 times a, which is 2 times 1, which is just 2. So this gives me my equation so far, and I can simplify it. 36 take away 28, and that becomes 8. So I've got a third. So that means I'm going to have 2 answers. So the first answer is going to be 6 plus the square root of 8, and I'll divide that by 2. And the next one is going to be 6 minus the square root of 8 divided by 2. So this is where we do need to use our calculators. And this gives us 2 of our x values. The first one is 4.4. And our second x value is 1.6. And I've rounded them up. So that gives us our 2 x-intercepts of 4.4 and 1.6. The next thing I need to do is I need to complete the square and get it into turning point form. So when I'm doing turning point form, I am going to be rewriting it, but I'm just going to leave a gap here and put plus 7 a bit further over here. Now, when I'm looking at turning point form, I'm wanting to think about, what is half of negative 6? Negative 3. So I'm going to add negative 3 squared, and I'm going to minus negative 3 squared. This tells me that my c is 9, but the two numbers times together for my c is negative 3 and negative 3, and I add up to my b of negative 6. So that gives me my turning point of x minus 3 in brackets squared. So I know what my x is going to be, but I still need to work out my y, because that leaves me over here with this part right here. So I'm just going to solve that. That gives me negative 3 squared is 9. So I've still got the negative in front of the brackets of negative 9 plus 7. Negative 9 plus 7 is equal to negative 2. So I'll change that to negative 2. Now this tells me that my x, I need the brackets to become 0 for my x, so x must be 3. And my y is negative 2. So that that gives me my turning point. 3, -2. So based on this, I have everything I need to graph. So the first thing I think about is my y-intercept, which is 7. I know my x-intercept is 4.4 and 1.6. So 4.4 will be roughly here, and 1.6 will be roughly here. Then it says my turning point is when x is 3 and y is -2. So roughly I am able to use all of my data now to draw my quadratic. So my quadratic is got a turning point, and it should be going through these two x-intercepts.